Hello, bonjour, привет, ni hao, hola, ya, merhaba, konnichiwa. It's so nice to see you all. We are all gathered together again. 30 days ago, we started this process, and here we are again. One of my favorite days of the year is the first day of a camp session. After so much preparation and anticipation, organization, and planning, we launch that first day. We meet the campers. It all becomes real. And we know the reason that we have done all that work. One of the hardest days is the last day of a camp session. After so much joy and laughter and sharing and discovery, the campers depart from our lives in camp, but not from our memories. And they take their new selves back into the rest of their lives. This summer's been different. For some of us, we have been able to do just that. For others, no. For some, it's become a matter of running an in-person camp in a very different and altered way. And for some, it's become a matter of providing a virtual program to connect with their camp community. And sadly, for some, it's meant suspending or closing their camp. As I mentioned a month ago, ICF wanted to do something about this. We can't ignore the pandemic. We can't, and its impact on the society. We can't ignore the huge financial impact on all of our camps and the camp industry. We can't ignore the deep social and emotional losses that we have faced and our campers have faced, our staff have faced. But there are many things we can do and must. We can support one another, and we can pick up the pieces, and we can inventory what we have and what we still have, and how it is that we can build towards the future. And that's why we created Thanks to Camp, renewed that feeling. It's helped with our mood. It's helped with our inventory of who we are and what we can do. And it's helped with our voice. Thanks to Camp was designed to do those things, to help us understand that all is not lost. We can communicate the message of camp to others who need to know about it, and we can prepare to move forward into the year and the years ahead. This month has been a bit like a camp session. So much work to prepare and to put it in place, organization and planning, and communicating and getting nervous. And then we launched on August the 1st. And that was an event in itself and was so great to start with, wasn't it? And then we kind of let camp happen and let Thanks to Camp happen. And you did not disappoint. It was amazing. Did you enjoy it as much as I did to wake up each morning and look at our phones or on our computers and see people from all over the world saying what camp meant to them? Thanks to Camp. And here we are. We're on that last day of at least this formal part of the program. After so much sharing and inspiration and memory making, we're winding down this formal part. We decided that we didn't plan for a party today, but we just had to. We had to have something to celebrate what we have accomplished. And it kind of helps, doesn't it? We can just say, just a little longer, please. Let's just wait. Let's not say goodbye. And we shouldn't and mustn't. One of my favorite poems is a poem, You Never Know. And part of that poem goes like this. You never know when someone may catch a dream from you. You never know when a little word or something you may do may open up the windows of a mind that seeks the light. And the way you live may not matter at all, but you never know, it might. And we didn't know whether Thanks to Camp Dream would matter, that our little words or our actions would make a difference. But today we're going to meet some guests who represent the thousands of dream catchers who have seen firsthand in their countries that camp does matter. And it matters to so many people, and so many people are willing to share it. Before we take a little global tour and meet some of those people, I want to reintroduce Gabrielle Raill. Gabs has been the dream master in this campaign, from vision to design, to launch, to delivery, to evaluation, to next steps. She and her team have guided us along. And so with deep gratitude, Gabs, tell us what happened the last 30 days.
Thanks, Jorgie. Well, that is a great question. What happens when you make a call to campers, staff members, alumni, parents, and camps from around the world and ask them to share their thanks to camp story? And what happens, well, is that they respond. And boy, did they ever respond. I would love to share a couple of the images that we had from this campaign in only the past 29 days. And you will see that people from everywhere had to share their thanks to camp story. Even when they couldn't be together on Zoom, they shared their stories. When they had to wear masks, they shared their stories, as well as they would partner their own campaign from their camp or their associations to help share their story. And the numbers were unbelievable. Over 2,000 stories in English, only in English, were shared. That's not including all of the other languages. 15,000 people on average were reached per day, with the highest of 75,000 people got to experience thanks to camp, with a total of over 500,000 people were reached with thanks to camp from around the world in only the month of August. And all of that came with one thing in common. And the message was that camp has made a difference in the lives of people around the world.
Half a million people? Incredible. Amazing. We are so blessed and so grateful for all of that. And we even have one more day, don't we, Gabs?
We do.
Okay, let's take a tour. Let's meet some of those people that have made that kind of difference. And let's begin in the Americas. So starting in South Central America, in Panama, Morella Perez is the current director of Retozo Camp, and she is the ICF ambassador for PAMACamps, the Panama Camping Association. Hello, Morella.
Hello, Jorgie. Thank you. Hello, camp community. Gracias por la oportunidad. We really appreciate being able to share our experiences with everyone. We would like to begin by saying that thanks to camp has impacted all of our PANACamps members. PANACamps fue creado en el 2018, es como nuestro bebé, and it has brought us all together, creating a very special community. It has served us as an essential tool for us, in which we receive training, share ideas, and reach out for support. It has been an incredible ongoing experience. Thanks to camp has helped shine a light during these uncertain times. As an association, we have met and expressed how this campaign has impacted all camps. Stories have been about feeling grateful, happy for the results, and empowered through lifelong learning. Me gustaría compartir algunos testimonios que nuestros directores de campamento dijeron sobre esta campaña. Some of the camp directors' testimonies. It gave us that sense of community and also a platform to make our parents and campers be part of this international community. Another camp director said, it was an amazing feeling to hear all of the memories of each camper, family, and staff. So many testimonies giving thanks to Mother Nature, sport activities, and camping outside. Otro director de campamento nos comentó que una de sus familias agradeció for each season that their child goes to camp, just something magical happened. This child takes an active role in activities and has developed a sense of leadership. Como pueden ver, no es más nada que positive feedbacks. Thanks to camp, we have been able to rediscover the simple things in life, those things that makes you feel happy and complete. It feels like you belong and have a privileged place in the universe, don't you? De parte de Pana Camps, we want to thank the ICF for shining the light and bringing us all together. Thank you.
Gracias, Marella. That's great. Okay, well, we're going to stay on the same continent, so let's get on a bicycle and we'll ride up to Mexico. And in Mexico, Ursula Martinez Lavan is the current director of Santa Ursula Campamento in Mexico. She is also a member of the Mexican Camping Association. Hola, Ursula.
Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Muchas gracias. Thank you to everyone for inviting me to be part of this and inviting Mexico to be part of this magnificent campaign. But especially thank you to all of you for the commitment that all camps make good people. What I did is interview different members of the camp community in Mexico, like campers, staff, families, parents. And I found out that this campaign is great. It's been wonderful. It's been like a very emotional reminder of how great camp do everywhere. Yeah. And something that was very special in our staff is that I noticed how they found out through this, thanks to the campaign, they found out the value of the differences among all camps in the world and that we all share the same goal. So that's very important because I think our staff is very loyal, or maybe in the whole world, every staff is loyal to their own camp. But when they see opinions and testimonials from kids all over the world, they really appreciate that value, and they really appreciate that every camp has a very special essence, but we all share and we all chase the same goal. So I think they're more encouraged now. They even feel they need to be more trained because they now understand how much they impact the lives of the campers. So I think that's very good. And this is thanks to the international campaign. Parents are, of course, very grateful. And I think it really touched their hearts and their minds. And this gave them more confidence that all around the world, this is all about making good people. And right. It also opened their minds to feel more confidence and to try different camps, maybe different countries. Being an international campaign, I think it is very important for Mexico because unfortunately in Mexico, sometimes we pay more attention to what comes from outside. So like as a resume, I think that for the camping community, this campaign is grateful. I mean, it's fabulous, it's wonderful, it touches and it awakens spirits. But I still realistically thinking, I think that we need to promote this outside the camping community a little bit more. For example, here in Mexico, only very few children have the privilege to go to a camp. And I think that if we can bring this campaign to more institutions, big social responsible enterprises, maybe even government, if we can bring this campaign, they will value more or even get to know what a camp does. And I think that would be great because with their sponsorship, with their help, we can really reach a lot more children. And And I think this campaign should be translated in the language of every country so that we can really promote it outside the camping community, because camping community is great, but I think we need to work a lot outside the camping community. Thank you.
We are our own worst enemy. We all go into our special little camps and close the gates and create a magic world, and we have to tell others our secret. Thank you, Ursula. We are still in the Americas, so let's come to Canada. And Stéphane Richard is a longtime friend of ICF. He's an ICF ICDC lead trainer. He's worked directly with the board. He's attended congresses, and he's the current president of the Canadian Camp Association, l'Association des Camps du Canada. Bonjour, Stéphane.
Bonjour, Georgie. It's a pleasure being here and being asked to talk about this wonderful campaign from a Canadian and from an international perspective. The key word that comes to mind when I'm thinking of Thanks to Camp is emotional. When I look back at it and I look at the last month, and I can even look back at in 2017 when we launched this in Canada, this was a perfect campaign for us this summer in Canada. As some of you may know, we were not allowed to operate camps in Canada, or very few were. So it was a really emotional reminder of why we do what we do and how important it is. It was an important reminder to see our campers participate in this campaign, to see our staff participate in this campaign and share their stories as we look at the impact that camp has in all of our communities, in all of our countries, across the world. We talk about building communities, building better children, and there's enough proof in that. What we've been able to do in terms of the campaign in Canada, as there's been challenges, is we've leveraged the Thanks to Camp campaign because it has profiled camping on an international stage, and we've been able to utilize that to bring public awareness to how important camp is to everyone, children, youth, adults, across. We've been able to utilize the campaign and match it with our own, which in one of the slides that Gabrielle showed, it was Save Canadian Camps, as a lot of our camps are in trouble in Canada. It has enabled us, the public interest, to push. And because of this campaign, we've had about 30 to 40 different meetings within provincial and federal government to talk about the importance of camp and the importance of them supporting us. So all I can say is to the ICF and to this group of wonderful individuals and all of you that participated is thank you. Because of you, we've been able to open so many important conversation on the impact of camp. And it wouldn't have happened without this wonderful campaign. So again, thanks to ICF, thanks to all you. Thank you, Georgie.
Great. Marvelous. Good luck, Stéphane, with all of that work that lies ahead as we try to spread the word. In Russia, I know some camps were able to operate this summer. Others were not. But as everywhere, some challenges. Oksana Petrovskaya is the head of the International Department of the Russian Children's Center, Orleanik. And Orleanik has been a great and good friend of ICF for many years. Oksana served on the committee to create the International Camping Congress in 2017 in Sochi, Russia, one of our many memorable congresses. Привет, Oksana.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. We are really lucky to have children this summer at our camps, and I'd like to tell a few words on the impact of this campaign on our campers. The activities of this campaign make our campus aware of why they attend camps, because many of them have not even thought about it before. They usually used to go to camps every summer, you know, it's like a tradition for them. And at first, it was not even easy to find out a real reason why they go to camps. What is camp changing in them, in their lives? Why do they keep on coming back to camps every summer? We had motivation meetings with more than 2,000 campers during this August, and some of them were individual, others were group meetings. But while talking with our kids at these meetings, we saw how campers became more concentrated on quality reasons rather than on reasons that are on the surface, like rest or entertainment. They started thinking deeper. Their reflections became more personal, based on their own experience and thinking. They were so inspired and motivated by these meetings that they came up with an idea to arrange a Thanks to Camp Club that will operate all year round, and any camper, counselor, staff member, or any other person that has his own story can share it with others and motivate others to go to the camp or to give support to camp. So we will launch this project next camp session. It will be in September. So I think this campaign will go on in Russia. Thank you very much.
If any of us ever need any ideas, please just contact Oksana, because every week there seems to be a new and great idea. You know, just a week or so ago, I had the opportunity to participate in an Orleanic event. Orleanic has demonstrated that individual camps can really take advantage of this campaign in order to meet some of their own objectives with campers and with their camp community. So keep an eye on the YouTube's website, because their own personal camp conference on Thanks to Camp we'll be putting that up and for all of us to enjoy very soon. Thank you again. Spasiba. Nazli is a director at Camp Future Stars. Camp Future Stars operates for the most part in Turkey. And Nazli has done many things in camping, but most notably, she was instrumental in the committee to help the ICC in Turkey in 2014 in Antalya, another record breaker and amazing event. But also she has been the key member driving this Thanks to Camp campaign, and probably can help us kind of see the big picture of what it has meant to be able to put up all those stories. Merhaba Nazli.
Hi Jorgi, merhaba herkese, Türkiye'deki herkese de merhaba. Hello everyone, it's great to be with you here this evening. It's evening here. Well, we weren't able to experience this campaign in Turkey on hand at camp because we were one of the unfortunate countries that weren't able to run many camps this summer. So I will talk about my perspective a bit and the what I acquired from the international community in general from this campaign. I was 7 years old when I attended my first camp, which was Future Stars. And I always cherished the friendships and the experiences as a camper in my younger years. However, it wasn't until my CIT year that I felt the real bond of the community and the true spirit of camp. This summer marks my 20th year as a camp staff, and unfortunately the only one that I'm away from camp. And every year I spent at camp as a counselor, a director, or a trainer, I came to realize more that camps are unique places where kids, teenagers, and young adults are truly seen, heard, and understood, which I believe are the most important needs for every human being on this planet. And well, there aren't very many places in the world that hold such space for us, are there? And so while many of us were away from such a special place this summer, the Thanks to Camp campaign gave us a chance to truly see what experience means for so many people around the world. I have seen all the posts shared during this campaign. Hopefully I didn't miss any. And personally, with each post, I was sad for everyone who missed out on such an experience this year. But at the same time, with each post brought so much appreciation and nourished a greater motivation and passion in me towards the future of camps, both in Turkey and around the world. Throughout this campaign, campers posts saying how much they learned new things and how they knew their counselors would make sure they felt safe and supported at camp were the most moving to me. And counselors' posts mentioning how this early professional experience helped them understand who they are and how they created lifelong friendships going through so many hardships and accomplishments together. And these were the most empowering to me. Well, people, although Gabs had amazing statistics about this campaign, people don't usually hear statistics, or they don't usually hear facts either, but they do hear stories. And that's why this campaign was so powerful, I think, because it was all about stories. So thank you everyone who have shared their stories from a very sincere place and helped give camp a voice. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Nasli, and thanks for helping us see and feel the emotions from all around the world. It's you are a critical link in that whole process. Finally, let's go to Greece, not so far from Turkey. Alexia Sideri is the owner-director of Delphi Camp in Greece. And Alexia is also a board member of the ICF and a great friend. She is, we were just talking, and she is in post-summer camp director mode. Camp just finished yesterday, I think, didn't it, Alexia?
Yes, hello everyone. Camp just finished yesterday in Greece. Kalispera se όλους. I have to admit that we heard about the Thanks to Camp campaign about 3 to 5 days before it began. So we barely had time to send emails and make a few phone calls to promote it to the rest of the camps in Greece. Despite that, we worked with our staff and our campers to produce Thanks to Camp signs and short videos, which we have been posting once a day at least throughout August. We did the best we could do. The posts that included FAs were only from the staff because we needed to get special permission to post videos from campers. But we did post photos of what campers wrote. And also we have kept a lot of footage and photos from the summer to use in February and March when our registrations happen. We're gonna revive this whole movement at that time of year. Hopefully, let's hope that everything will be okay by then. My goal is to make this known to all the other camps in Greece during the off-season, so that they will be prepared to participate next summer, all of them. Now, at camp, while we were discussing about this campaign, it was apparent that although campers and staff all knew that they loved camp and that they benefited from camp, it was difficult for them to describe it. We had some very insightful and thought-provoking group and one-on-one discussions until everyone was satisfied with their Thanks to Camp statement. The Thanks to Camp campaign for me helps you put into words the feeling that you have when you meet a person and you mention that you go to camp and they say, I also go to camp. And then the both of you feel you have something important in common, even if you went to completely different camps. When this feeling is put into words, then the Thanks to Camp message can be shared with other people who know nothing about camp and the difference it has made to our lives. In closing, I would like to thank Gabrielle, Stefan, Georgi, and the International Camping Fellowship for making this campaign happen. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Alexia, and you are as much a part of the success as anyone. Thank you. So we are all directors, and many watching know the camp experience and know that on that final night, that final day before we go home, before things finish, we often sit at a campfire or sit together in a circle and think about what lies ahead, what's beyond. How do we bridge from what has been the camp experience back into our normal life day to day, and how do we take the best things from that and go forward with them? So this is not unlike that. The campaign formally will finish tomorrow. We still, please put in more hashtags tomorrow, or so that we can get to 1 million instead of 500,000. But beyond that, what can we do? Where do we go? What does this continue? Is there a way that we can work stronger and better to do what we know we must do? And Gabs has pulled together, as she always does, some tools and some resources and some ideas. Gabs, away we go.
I'm happy to share this part because it's what's next. And I'd like to share very quickly my Thanks to Camp story. When I was a kid, I was somebody that was quite shy and had a hard time sharing mostly my opinion about things. And I remember one evening, the group had cabin night, which meant that we got to spend time together and decide on what we wanted to do. It was our second group night, and every girl in the cabin was chiming in on what we would like to participate and do, and nobody could come to a consensus. And my counselor asked me, what did I want to do since I wasn't speaking up? And I said, oh, I'm fine. I'll do whatever the group wants to do. And then she said, well, I bet you have a pretty good idea. And everybody was quiet, and I shared my idea. And then the whole group said, oh, yes, we want to do that, which was basically singing Disney songs around a piano. And it was a wonderful evening. At camp, I was shown that I had a voice, and that voice was valuable. And there's so many stories like this. And for me, that's the seed of Thanks to Camp. Thanks to Camp is a place for people to tell their stories. And we really want you to use Thanks to Camp in any creative way that you see fit to help share your story so that we can give camps a voice. And just like Oksana had as an idea of creating a Thanks to Camp club, think about not the limits, but the possibilities that sharing our story can do for camps. And as Jorgen mentioned, support so that it's not a secret anymore, that it goes beyond just our camp gates. And so here are a couple of tools to help you in telling your story. On our website at thankstocamp.org, we have graphics that describe and has proof, imagine proof that camp helps kids and young adults in their everyday to day. So graphics that are supported by statistics on how camp can help. So please use these graphics. We also have a letter of support written by the International Camping Fellowship President himself in helping you tell your story to governments, to sponsorships, to families. We can customize this letter, and that will also be available on our website at the end of the week. And lastly, a collection of examples on how to share your Thanks to Camp story. So proof, examples, and support, all for you on our website. By the end of the week, it'll be ready. Thanks to Camp is yours, and it is yours to use. Let's make our message go beyond camps, and let's reach not at the borders of our camps, but beyond.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gabs. Thank you for this and for so much more. Just like any camp, we're grateful for the role model and the inspiration and the guidance that you've given us to get this off the ground. And I know, having said that, and being a director myself, I know you will want to deflect that. Don't deflect it all, but yes, let's share that with all of the staff and the people working behind the scenes, your team to develop these graphics and tools and all of those things. And further, that thank you, of course, needs to go beyond to all of the people that participated, the people that are watching right now, and the people that are going to do one more hashtag post tomorrow and are going to figure out how to use the camp plan like Oksana, or the association plan like Stefan, and all of those things that we can do going forward. It might not have mattered at all, but you know what? It did, and it does, and it will. Just like camp, the experience doesn't end when we say goodbye. It just becomes different. We become different. We go home from camp knowing more and feeling more, and this is just like that. In just 30 days, we've learned more about ourselves, more about others, about other countries, and we feel things that are new and are important. We've learned things and we've grown together. We've got a clearer picture of who we are and also who we can become. Importantly, we've been given some tools. Thank you, Gabs, again, for becoming this better version of ourselves. We are camp, and we are the voice of camp. Just hearing the language change, like Oksana has seen in Orleanic, like we have all seen. It's wonderful when a camper suddenly says, I didn't learn canoeing, I learned to try again, or I learned resilience, or I learned how to share. Those are the real gifts of camp. And so each of us can take these tools, whether it's in Canada, in Panama, in Russia, everywhere. We know that now more government policymakers, more corporate sponsors, more families can now hear our voices. They understand better just how valuable and how important, how necessary camp is in our society today and in the lives of our children. We don't need fewer camps. We need more camps. So there is more ahead. Gab's given us some ideas of some tools that may be useful. Like we are seeing in today in society everywhere, we know that every camper or staff that goes home at the end of a season, they carry home true change, and that change is so important today in our society, that with these tools being available, it is our action and our ownership of those actions that will make the difference. We can't change what children do once they go home. They need to carry those tools home and do those things. And that's the way it is with all of us, isn't it? That we can adapt and use these tools to suit our needs going forward. If you're a camping group, if you're a camping association, then you can borrow and adapt and use these tools to target research or to impact policymakers. If you're an individual camp, then you can borrow and adapt and use these tools to help with your own camp fundraising if you need it, or to just raise awareness in your community of families around you. And for those of us that are campers and camper families, then you can take these tools as well. You can use your voice, please, to share that secret, to spread the word, to tell your friends and neighbors how important your own experience has been at camp. So hold on to that hashtag thanks to camp. It's not over. It's never over. Camp never ends. It's not over. It is still, and it will always be, a powerful message whenever you use it alongside your social media posts or anywhere you choose to display it. It sends a message. Each hashtag thanks to camp post, each hashtag thanks to camp project are like a little pebble, you know, that kind of drops into a still pond. There's a poem actually about that by James Foley. It's been attributed to James Foley, and part of it goes like this: drop a pebble into the water, just a splash and it's gone. But there's 100 ripples circling on and on and on. spreading from the center, flowing on out to the sea, and there is no way of telling where the end is going to be. Drop a pebble in the water, just a minute, you forget. But there's a little wave afloating, and there's ripples circling yet. And those little waves of flowing to a great big wave have grown. You've disturbed a mighty river just by dropping one small stone. Every single hashtag may seem like a small and insignificant thing, but when those ripples meet and build, we can splash upon unknown shores and make a difference like we could never imagine. And here we are at the end of our time together. I said at the beginning that saying goodbye is a hard thing for me. I prefer see you again. Let's finish here today, but let's agree that our paths may and must circle back to one another, preferably in person next time, when we can celebrate once more the things that we all know, that while we are on different paths, we share one destination, that we are better, bigger, and stronger together, and that together we can continue to make a difference, thanks to camp. Go well and safely, my friends.